So, the recent remarks from Mohan Bhagwat, the RSS chief, really get you thinking, huh? He clearly stated, Hindu Rashtra has nothing to do with power or governance, which is kind of a bold claim, don't you think?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's fascinating how he separates the idea of a cultural identity from the exercise of political power.
Precisely. Bhagwat emphasizes that the RSS's journey for 100 years is rooted in, an ideological commitment, rather than a mandate for ruling.
Yeah, exactly.
He even underscores that daily recitation of Bharat Mata Ki Jai as a form of national pride and inspiration.
Right, and that ties back to the essence of patriotism without directly seeking power. But then there's this emphasis on making India number one globally, which seems to suggest a visionary agenda.
Absolutely. I mean, it's like a philosophical framing of national strength. Instead of governance, they are focusing on nurturing a cultural and moral fabric that aims for global leadership. It's almost like setting the
Interesting
stage for
perspective.
India's rise as a Vishwaguru.
Yes, the term Vishwaguru implies a role of global teacher or leader, not a conventional power grab. But don't you think there's a bit of irony? I mean, in today's political discourse, it's hard to separate ideology from governance entirely.
That's a keen observation. And while Bhagwat's words seem to emphasize an ethical and cultural mission for Bharat, there is some debate about whether this ideology might indirectly shape policy and power structures.
Right, exactly.
One could say that the cultural narrative has political implications, even if it doesn't overtly aim for power.
Definitely. And the reference to Swami Vivekananda's saying, every nation has a mission to fulfill, really broadens the context, suggesting that India's global contribution is almost inevitable if the country invests in its own heritage and identity.
Yes, it's like they're trying to inspire a generation to think beyond mere politics towards a broader mission of leadership. The
Very
idea
inspiring
is to
indeed.
mix cultural pride with a vision for global responsibility.
But here's where I respectfully differ. Even if the focus is cultural and aspirational, don't you think the ingrained nature of such ideals could be mobilized when a chance for power presents itself?
That's a valid point. While Bhagwat insists that the RSS's purpose is not about power per se, the underlying values might still influence political narratives at certain moments.
Yeah, true.
It's a fine line between cultural commitment and political tool-making.
Exactly, and it raises interesting questions about the role of ideological movements in national governance. It's like they operate in an entirely different sphere, yet inevitably, their influence sometimes seeps into political mechanisms.
Yes, it's a bit like saying you're building a solid foundation for a house without the intent to become the architect. But eventually, the foundation supports architecture. And that's what makes
Smart
this
analogy.
discussion so layered.
For sure. It's an intricate interplay between ideology, culture, and governance. And Bhagwat's statements certainly add a fascinating twist to how we view national identity and global leadership.
Right. And it challenges us to think, not just about power in its raw form, but about the subtle ways in which culture and pride drive a nation's destiny.
Indeed, very thought-provoking.